The Perfect Valentine's Chocolate by DNA. Sometimes there's that one person, that soulmate, that every time you see them, your heart races in your chest. Even when the two of you know you belong together, there's still that anxiety of finding the perfect moment to declare your love. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, it's only a question of how. Time is slipping through my fingers. Every day closer fills me with panic and desperation. I struggle to figure out what to do, and nothing seems good enough. It all feels so boring, so empty, so forced, so done 1,000 times. 23 days to figure out something from the heart, something unique, something truly special. 23 days, and time is slipping away. Falling back into my pillow as my diary falls from my fingers, I'm left with a sinking feeling that I will never come up with something in time. Hours of being dragged along with my mother grocery shopping this morning didn't help my mood. I hoped beyond hope that anything would catch my eye, give me inspiration, something. Instead, I wasted an entire morning shopping instead of thinking of that perfect something. I won't lie, the hopelessness I felt by the time I got home was near soul-crushing. Then I got stuck with putting the groceries away. I was so distracted putting it all away, I knocked one of the containers off the counter and nearly had a heart attack when the plastic lid popped off, sliding halfway to the fridge. Until I could see, for once, luck was in my favor, and the cocoa powder remained safely behind the silver factory sill. Thank the gods. When I put the lid back on, I noticed a paper stuck to the inside of it. I was going to toss it in the trash, but it was so far away. So I simply slipped it into my pocket. Before writing in my diary, I remembered it. And do you know what was on it? That's right! Nothing! Just like my ideas for Valentine's Day. Now it sits in the alarm clock my mom insists I have, waiting to be used for scrap. That paper, like this day, was underwhelming. Tomorrow. I will think of something tomorrow. The sky is bright blue, the grass soft against my bare feet. Alex is waiting for me on a bright red blanket. His blonde hair glints like starlight as it shifts in the breeze. Hey Chelsea, don't keep me waiting forever. Come be with me. My bare calves caressed by the velvet touch of the blanket. I figured out the perfect thing to give you. I'm holding a heart-shaped tin. Thank you so much. You didn't need to do that for me. His smile is perfection. I know. I just wanted to. You are so important to me. Now stop delaying and look inside. He looked up from the open tin with tears in his eyes. Thank you so much. Anyone could have got me chocolates from the store, but you are the only one that actually cared enough about me to make it yourself. In the tin lay 6 perfect little chocolate hearts. My heart is racing. I feel cold. My blanket is on the floor. The room is icy and I'm shaking as I pull it back over me. I curl under it, looking over to see my alarm clock through blurry eyes. 3:33 a.m. Damn it! I wanted to see where that dream was going. But no, I had to kick my blanket off and try to freeze myself to death. Seeing the paper in the clock's glowing red light, I noticed it's no longer blank. Reaching for my phone, I take hold of the paper to get a closer look. Recipe for the perfect Valentine's chocolate. Reading it over, most of it was what I would expect, yet there were some directions in there that seemed silly. Yet, after my dream, this must be destiny, the universe's way of telling me this is the perfect thing I needed. The last couple of days have been so crazy. I had to figure out what some of the things I needed could be. A red candle, 500-milliliter jar, and a silver heart seemed straightforward enough, but I had to rack my brain to figure out what breath of a thorned rose, or blood of the river, or even a white moon could mean. After days of working, I think I'm finally ready to start putting it together. How can a recipe be so vague about what some of the ingredients are, yet be so demanding with its timing for each step? The entire process takes 6 days. Anything more than that or less than that, and it won't work. So tonight, I'm finally ready to start things off. Wish me luck. Setting my diary down and picking up my phone, I had to change it to the metric system because the time in the recipe is written with a 24-hour clock. The clock hits 2200 and I'm filled with a buzz of excitement. Placing the red candle on the closet floor, I speak the words that would start it all. The path is set for love to flow. The gathering has begun. Closing the candle inside, I feel ridiculous. But it's okay to be silly from time to time, especially if it helps me to find my courage. Out of nowhere, I started to feel exhausted. Returning to my soft, warm bed, my eyes are so heavy, and exhaustion seems to overcome me. The sky is blue. The grass is soft against my feet. Alex is waiting on a red blanket. His blonde hair shines. The blanket is soft to the touch. The chocolates are delicious. I can see 5 chocolate hearts left in the tin. He is holding my hand as we walk through the trees. It's just up ahead. You're going to love it. We are standing in front of the cutest house with perfectly white walls and burgundy trim. A stone path perfectly leads up to the bright red door. Since you got me such a thoughtful gift, I got you one too. This is for us to share now. His lips are so close. I could almost taste the remnant of bittersweet chocolate. It's cold. My body is shaking as I search the side of my bed for where I kicked my blankets. I wrapped myself into them and checked the clock to see it was 3:28. I really need to stop kicking the blankets off when the dream is just getting good. As tired as I was today, and as hard as it was to do more than go through the motions like a zombie, it was worth it just to see Alex. He was hanging out with Tyler again, like he always does. They are such good friends. I wish I had a girlfriend that I was close to, but if everything goes right, I will have a boyfriend soon, and that is even better than a gal pal as my mom calls them. My alarm goes off, causing me to put my diary away and sit patiently waiting for the next couple of minutes to pass. When I see 2300, I place an empty mason jar next to the candle. Empty now, yet to be filled with my desire for you to fill as well. I set a few moments more before standing to close the closet door. I feel relaxed and ready for a good night's sleep after not sleeping much the past couple of nights. The sky above, the grass below. Alex is waiting on a blanket. I can see his blonde hair. In a heart-shaped tin sits 4 chocolate hearts. The trees pass by. The house is perfection. A home for the 2 of us. So, how about it? Would you like to take a look inside? Of course. I would love to. His hand in mine. The red door opens. The wood floor polished to a shine. The walls a glossy topaz blue. It's perfect. My eyes shoot open as I feel my blanket pulled off of me. I desperately grab my phone, turning the flashlight on, shining it everywhere. The room is empty. I'm shaking from the cold, and I get my blanket off of the floor, wrapping it around me. Turning my flashlight off, I notice that the time is 3:23. Taking a couple of deep breaths, I remind myself that I probably kicked the blanket off in my sleep, and that's what woke me up. Well, I got called out in class for falling asleep. I really need to settle down and get some rest after I finish tonight's task. But if this is what it takes to work up the courage to talk to Alex and let him know just how I feel, then it's a small price to pay. My body feels sluggish as I get ready for the right time. I didn't realize how hard it would be doing this and having to stay up 1 hour later every day. The day passed over, and a new day was born. As the clock hit the 0 hour, I placed a small pouch of rose petals inside the closet. A breath of passion yet to come, held in dark, 3 days till new life comes. Closing the closet, I struggle to my bed to rest my head against the pillow. The sky, the grass, Alex sitting, his hair, the tin, 3 pieces left. The trees, the house, the polished wood floor, blue topaz walls. I can see how much you like it, but it's just the start. Let's show you what else I have for you. The bathroom gleamed with white tiles, intricately placed in a spiral across the walls and floor. The water was warm and soothing as it caressed down my body. Hey, do you mind if I join you? It's dark. The air feels cold as I breathe it in. I try to move and look at the time, but only my eyes seem to be capable of shifting. The clock shows 3:18. I see something flickering at the edge of my sight. I want to turn and see, but my body won't respond. I feel something shifting my blanket. It is ripped away from me and dropped by the side of the bed. It's so cold. My body starts to shake. The shaking seems to snap me out of it, and I'm able to get my body to move. Grabbing my blanket and wrapping it around me, I search the empty room in blind panic. It's so cold. My body starts to shake. The shaking seems to snap me out of it, and I'm able to get my blanket back around me. I search the empty room in blind panic. I can't explain what's happening to me. Maybe I'm crazy. It's just a silly game, isn't it? Should I stop and hope things go back to normal? But normal is without Alex. I can't just give up before our love has a chance. I hold a silver heart that I took from a necklace, cupped within both hands. As the clock ticked up to 1 o'clock, I place it inside the closet. From heart to heart, I place my love. Return to me when this is done. I'm just so exhausted. The house, the wood floor, the blue walls, the white ceramic tiles. Let's show you the most important part. The kitchen is identical to my home, even down to the porcelain penguin figurine my mother placed on the windowsill. On the counter, there are 6 pre-measured bowls: honey, salt, monk fruit, coconut oil, vanilla, and cocoa powder. He is holding me from behind, his words a soft whisper in my ear. You know what you need to do if you want all of this. All you have to do is make the chocolate. Besides, it's a small thing to ask. And what wouldn't you do? What wouldn't you be willing to try for love? I hold a tin with 2 perfect chocolate hearts. My body is frozen in place. I can't even move my eyes. They are locked on my alarm clock's red lights showing 3:13. I hear a voice coming from the closet. Passion's red, desiring dream, bittersweet. Just make them eat, and they'll be yours forevermore. I hear the door open and close as something moves around the room. My blanket's pulled off, and I'm able to move again. I thought this was silly at first, but it's not. The perfect Valentine's chocolate is going to be magical. Alex, I can't wait to be with you. I love you so much. In just 2 more days, and you will feel it too. It's almost time. I have a bottle of river water, and I'm restless with excitement to keep the magic going. As the clock hits 2, I place the bottle of water in the closet and speak the magic words. Let blood flow as passions grow to give life to our love. Hand in hand, he leads the way. The room is simple and oh so very Alex. On the desk is a tin that holds a single chocolate heart. His lips taste like chocolate. Hands slip under my shirt, caressing up my sides. Our clothes lay scattered on the floor. The warmth of skin to skin, touching, tasting, tortured with ecstasy. Mine, he's mine, he is all mine, forevermore. The clock shows 3:08. I hear the voice coming from the closet. Lost in lust, no need to trust. His heart you'll hold, his head will still, to mirror the feelings that you feel. Passion's red, desiring dream, bittersweet. Just make him eat, and they'll be yours forevermore. The door opens and closes. The blankets are pulled off. I pull the blankets back around me, and I couldn't be happier because I only have one day left to make him mine. I hardly slept, but I have been bouncing off the walls all day with excitement. I just can't wait to finish making chocolate for love. We are going to be so happy together. I set my alarm and go to bed early. I want to be rested before I finish the spell. The sky is overcast in shadows of gray. The grass is dry and prickly against my bare feet. Alex is waiting on a blood-red blanket. His dirty blonde hair is damp from sweat and sticking to his forehead. The blanket is warm and sticky to the touch. My hands are stained red as I hand him the tin, his face stuck in a manic smile. The tin is empty. He pulls me through twisted trees bare of leaves. The trees block the sun, and we walk in their shadow. We are standing in front of the cutest house with perfectly white walls and burgundy trim. A stone path perfectly leads up to the bright red door. The door is open. The wood floor is rotting away. The paint is peeling from the walls, exposing mold beneath. The floor is cracking under my feet. Are you ready to play the game? Alex has a wild look in his eyes and is still smiling that manic smile. Simon says, jump. Alex jumps and the floor cracks beneath him. Simon says, clap 3 times. Alex claps with the sound of thunder. Once, twice, 3 times. Simon says, love me. Bloody tears streak down his cheeks, still smiling. I love you so much. I love you always. I'm yours. My alarm is going off. The clock reads 3:03. I feel a sense of panic because I slept through the changing of the hour. It's okay. Just has to be done in the hour. I hop out of bed and open my closet. I place a smooth white moonstone inside and speak the last words to seal the spell. By the moon, we work this night. Soon bittersweet will make things right. I feel a jolt of electricity run through me. I light the candle for the first time. The flame glows as the wax grows. When I have enough melted, I drip it over the moonstone, hiding its white with crimson red. It's time to fill the empty jar. First the moonstone, now covered in red. Then the heart of silver thread. Now comes the blood from over the river's bed, and a breath from beauty's thorn. Now a hint of heather, a dash of jasmine, a drip of frankincense, a taste of passion fruit, a dusting of cohosh root, and a sprinkle of mint leaves. I place the lid on tight and shake 6 times to make things right. Pulling out a second jar I pre-made with a mixture of just the right amount of cocoa powder, monk fruit, and salt. I open the spell jar and breathe it in as deep as I can. Then I hold my breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. My lungs are starting to burn, but I keep holding. 5, 6. After hearing 6, I breathed out slowly into the dry powder jar and quickly sealed it shut, shaking it 6 times to bring it all together. It's finally time to make some chocolate. I am so happy. This is everything I could have dreamed of.